everyone, I'm Edyta from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window and welcome to our Spring Mystery 2024. I am so excited you guys are here because I can't wait to go on an incredible journey with you through scraps. Are you ready? Today we're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna dip our toes in a beautiful river of scraps. If you're new to this project, we do a mystery every single year, and this mystery is gonna be so much fun. You can go to our website, go to our blog, and on the blog you have a blog called Housekeeping. On that blog you will find all the information about this wonderful event. And today another blog was posted, blog number 1. With that blog you get directions, cutting directions. So go first always in the morning to the blog, then tune in to our YouTube channel to watch the video, and let's have some fun through the week making this beautiful mystery quilt. I went this morning and downloaded my PDF pattern. You're gonna go all the way to the bottom of the blog, click on the link, download your pattern. In the pattern you have all of the information, what fabric we're using and directions, what pieces we're cutting, and what unit are we making. I'm gonna put the pages into the cutting directions so they're in front of me right here, but the best if you do the same thing, you're then ready, set, go for your cutting. I'm gonna be working with fabric from our little bundles, but you can use any fabric you would like to. This is a perfect quilt to use up any of your scraps. And every week I'm going to give you a cue and clues what fabrics I'm using, and then you just have to match fabrics from your stash. But if you want it, we have those cute little bundles. We have them in all different colors, and every week I'm going to point it to which one I'm using. This week I'm going to be using the River Blues. You can tell why I'm using the River Blues, because we're gonna be making beautiful river. I also have Orfil thread 2370. This is perfect color for our project. I'm gonna be putting a brand new needle, Macrotex needle, into my sewing machine. This is a machine sewing project. And we have another bundle on our website. This is the background bundle that I recommend for this project. If you do not want to get the background bundle, remember, get 4 different fabrics, 3 in taupe, 1 in blue. They're gonna be perfect for you. Each fabric should be 1 yard. I'm gonna be using this bundle, not this week. We don't need that this week. For this week, I'm using my blues, and I went into my stash and found a little bit of green. So that's what you need for this project. If you do not have a green in your stash, we have a little rose and they're green in it, so you can do that too. So let's start. I went ahead and start cutting my fabrics. I cut a bunch of wonderful strips. They're 1.5 by 6.5, so I cut a bunch of those. Then I went ahead and cut also 2.5 by 6.5. For detailed direction, how many pieces is the best if you have your pattern right next to you. So go ahead and do that. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare my first units. I'm gonna take 1 strip in 1.5 and another 2 different colors. And I like to do dark and a light. I'm gonna place them right sides together and then stitch. What you could do is you can look at my picture on the blog and follow those colors, or you can just let your inner go out there and select whichever blues you want and have your Scrappy river to be reflection of what you feel inside of you. So we are going to be making beautiful river. It's very simple unit. All that we need to do is sew those 2 together. As soon as you sew it, you're going to go ahead, open it up, the seam in the back. I'm opening the seam because I want the all the seams lace nice and flat. So I'm gonna open the seam just like this, then flip it over, press it beautifully with your iron. It's gonna look just like this, and as soon as you finish this unit, you're gonna check the measurements. In all the units through the mystery, I'm giving you the finished measurements, unfinished measurements for the units for the blocks, for everything that you need, so that way you can check your 1/4-inch seam allowances and check how good you're doing. So as soon as you finish that, you can go ahead, grab a ruler, and I have the 4.5-inch ruler by 12 and a half, or you can use the 4.5 by 8.5. I'm going to use the smaller one right now. The units are nice and small. I'm going to place it right over, and I want to make sure that my unit is 2.5-inch width by 6.5-inch length. Mine is a little bit wider. That means that my 1/4-inch seam allowance was a little bit more shy, so I'm gonna trim it. I trimmed it a little bit from one side. I'm gonna lay the ruler again. What I'm watching is my center line at 1 1/4 to make sure that it's right in the middle, so I equally trim from top and the bottom. This is very forgiving, and I want you to be very open for your river. If you have 3 strips, you can sew 3 together. It does not matter as long as you fill your river with beautiful blues. If you have smaller scraps and you want to piece this and then cut your 6.5-inch strips, you can do that too. Please believe me, I prepare some measurements for you, but this is perfect project to really tap in to all those scraps, all those little pieces, and put it into a beautiful quilt. As soon as you finish those units, you will then go ahead and start laying out your rows. And in the pattern right here, look at, we finished this unit. Now we're laying all the rows one after the other, and this last one right here is the green grass. So I went and cut 3-inch by width of fabric. You can piece this from all different pieces. As long the total length of this grass strip is 58.5 inches. So you can do one color or you can do multiple colors. I just want a little green grass on the edge of the river, because I think you are now getting the clue. We are going to create a beautiful, beautiful landscape, and I can't wait to show you what next is going to come out. As soon as I lay out all my pieces, I'm going to start sewing them to rows. Then I'm going to sew the rows together. And yes, guys, I was a busy girl. I made my first row. Look at this. Isn't that lovely? So look at, those are my strip units. This is just a solid piece. They're going to be some a little bit longer on the left and the right, a little bit shorter. So pay attention to that. Everything is marked as A, B, C, D. And that way you know where the measurements have to go, because we're going to have some pieces that are a little shorter than 6.5 right here. So once you have them all laid out, you're going to sew the rows together, push your seam allowance in one direction this time, add grass to it. We're going to push it towards the grass right here because of all the seams right here. The seam allowance wants to be pushed towards the grass. And guess what? Your first part of your mystery quilt is done. I am so excited for you guys, and I can't wait to see you next week for clue number 2 for your beautiful mystery quilt. Come on, venture with me on the journey. You're gonna love it, and you are going to reuse a lot of your scraps. Happy quilting!